Hello, and welcome to Smash Sleuths. Today, we are going to be observing some new leaks we have discovered from E3.
These leaks cannot be plugged by any plumber.
No, they cannot. Not after we're done with them, anyway.
No way.
Would you like to introduce yourself, Detective?
No, my secrecy is my key weapon, so you shall only know me as Detective Bradley.
That is kind of what I wanted you to introduce yourself as, to be fair.
Oops.
Anyway, I am, as you may remember, Detective Something Fawful. So,
Hello.
as you may recall, we had some leaks we have made for the Smash E3 demonstration, and as we correctly predicted, every character returned. There was the new term for Echo Fighter, which was Dark Pit and I forget her name, but the Marth clone. And
Yes.
Daisy was the new Echo Fighter.
Yes. All elementary.
We also correctly predicted Ridley being introduced at the end of the demonstration, with his intro video, as we expected, featuring Samus, Mega Man, and Mario, the latter two being killed in the intro.
A sad loss.
Yes, and we also, as you know, correctly guessed the exact length of the Smash segment, and it beginning with the What is Smash Bros. The End joke. We also, as you know, correctly predicted the order that they would introduce the fighters, and the fact that they would have a title drop before they introduced Luigi and Yoshi.
Yes.
We also most importantly predicted that there would be a total of exactly 2 Falcon Punches, both connecting. And although Captain Falcon Kirby was shown, he did not use the Falcon Punch as we predicted, because that would have broken the fact that all Falcon Punches connected.
Yes.
Finally, as you know, Bone Man was in fact introduced as an asset trophy, and Ganondorf will actually use his soul.
It was an incredible deduction, that last one.
Indeed. Anyway, Brad, would you like to introduce this new leak we have found?
I would indeed. So, we have found from one of our sources of intelligence a leak that lists a large collection of code names and dates for when these characters will be released. The code names are very, very obscure. We're going to be using these detective powers that we have gained from a radioactive detective to find out what these leaks mean.
As you may know, leaks can come from a variety of sources, and they're not always reliable. So before we begin, I feel we should mention we have already dusted this for prints and found Miyamoto's DNA on it, so we know it is valid.
Indeed. He wrote the leak.
Yes.
Ooh.
So, shall we start by talking about King?
Yes. The mighty king. The king, the most powerful creature in a large collection of slightly lesser creatures.
Indeed.
And yet, through our deductions, we have found that he bears some relation to the mighty Donkey Kong, who is already in Smash.
I would like to say that you'd have to have the brain of an alligator to not figure this out, but then again, this is our standard, so that must not actually be true.
Our wit is as smart as a crocodile's tooth.
It's as sharp as a crocodile's tooth would be the normal phrase, but yes.
I am a powerful phrase
I
user.
am aware.
I got bitten by a radioactive phrase.
I forgot about that. My apologies. Anyway, knowing that this villainous, vile, reptilian creature, a king of the seas, if you will, is very
Indeed.
cruel and must come from the Donkey Kong series, this king can be only one.
He is a fine creature.
Anyway, with no more ado, we should say who this is.
We should.
After all, this villain can only be one. It must be Lord Frederick, the Snowmad King.
Indeed. His scaly outer shell is very clear from the word king.
Yes. So, now that now that we have revealed who King is, shall we move on?
We are going to talk about the follow-up to King. The mysterious ponytail.
Now, my first thought was initially that it would be Rapunzel with her extremely long hair. Now, she'd also, I would imagine, if we did have Rapunzel, she would obviously be an Echo Fighter of Bowser.
Now, I somehow disagree with that. I feel it could be from maybe a returning series, maybe a character in relation to, maybe it could well be Link. It could be Epona, a pony with a tail.
You're right. It must be a returning series. I didn't really. How did I miss that? I mustn't have been bitten by a radioactive magnifying glass yet.
A powerful bite.
Perhaps Metroid.
Ooh, now there.
Actually, yeah, it must be Metroid. You can see the Talon marks on the ponytail and the leak right there.
At last, you may have been bitten by a radioactive magnifying glass after all.
Yes.
Ooh. I fear this may not be an Echo Fighter, though.
That's good.
Not an Echo Fighter from the series Metroid. I must only conclude that it must be Dark Zero Suit Samus.
Oh, but of course! How did I miss that? It seems so obvious now. She, the Phazon-powered clone of Samus. Of course it couldn't be an Echo Fighter. Why did I think that?
There is absolutely no relation between any sort of Dark Samus and the word Echo. It's completely implausible.
Indeed. Anyway, shall we move on?
What do I see on the horizon? It is a man. It is a man with a walking stick. We must conclude that this is an old man.
Yes. Now, the obvious thought might be Cranky Kong, just because, people like Cranky Kong a lot, but we've already had our new Donkey Kong representation in the form of Lord Frederick, the Snowman King, so it can't possibly be Cranky Kong.
Alas, Cranky Kong is a great ape, and therefore not a man.
Indeed.
Now, let's think about the word old man. An old man has lived a long time. Must have been born a long time ago. Could well have been born in, say, a galaxy that is quite far away. And to have lived this long, they must be old, wrinkled, but powerful enough to be a part of a grand fighting tournament. If something must be old, then I feel that if this old man does indeed have a walking stick, what is disqualifying the stick itself? Yoda's walking stick would be an interesting addition.
Indeed it would. However, I feel that Yoda hasn't been relevant in quite too long to be the new suggestion. Perhaps Snoke?
Yes, that's the answer. That is the hint, the idea, the thought formation that we've been looking for.
After all, Snoke is very physically weak. Who else could fit better in a fighting game?
I know. A truly unique addition. A nice representative for the weak but powerful. a dynamic that is very rare to be seen. Excellent. Excellent.
Excellent indeed.
Now let's move on. Let's move on. In September, we shall see a character that is only known currently as Archer.
Now, naturally, my and many others' first thought is Decidueye from the Pokemon series. However, there is something that just doesn't sit right with that, isn't there, Detective?
My initial thought is that this Pokemon character does not have the grassroots support of the community. It's not a very largely popular character. I feel that this fledgling series needs a character with a large background, a large built-up, storied history, something grandiose, and something that will get the character to where it needs to be.
It must be Robin Hood, then.
Ah, my Friar Tuck.
Anyway, now that that's cleared up, let's move on to Warrior and Secretary. Now, this is one of the places where we were actually able to determine that the leak got it wrong. For the leak states that it is 2 characters we will be getting in October. But however, the code is actually Warrior and Secretary. It's a single character.
This new revelation seems to have removed some of the ideas that I had, such as like the wheelchair from the video game Killer 7, and the Rathalos from Monster Hunter. It only jumps to one logical conclusion, and that linking the words warrior and secretary can only bring up the complete and full picture that is a butler.
Indeed. But after all, butlers are indeed a form of secretary, so...
Indeed. It's well known that a character can be a warrior in one past life, and then through retirement become a butler. The skill set translates quite fittingly into that.
Indeed it does.
I digress.
Do you digress?
We need to find a character with a large quantity of strength, a powerful being with perhaps a mustache of some sort of description, perhaps
Of course.
a waistcoat that has several scars from the battery and assault of trees.
Oh! I know! It must be Volcanon!
Volcanon! My
Yes!
goodness me, that is a fine suggestion. Yes. I think...
Volcanon from Rune Factory 4, the true hero of the game.
Indeed. Purely the true hero because of the name Volcanon. A name that emits such radiant power that it must be contained within the letters V and N. Now that I have finished examining the image, the powerful image of Volcanon,
Indeed.
it is time to move on to the mighty November announcement. This one will come.
Indeed, this is the final announcement before the game comes out, so it's got to be a big one.
As the leak states, it will be a surprise. And I, for one, am not surprised, because my detective skills saw this leak coming and have an idea of what it could be. My initial thought, of course, naturally dismissed due to the ludicrous lack of thought that I initially gave this, was the indefatigable Dr. Eggman.
Also known as Dr.
It
Robotnik.
is-
You're still stuck in the Genesis era.
It's such a shame that Sega will not aid Mr. Sakurai in getting this game finished to its maximum satisfaction point.
However, my immediate next thought was that Fossil could be an option. But, however, and this is hardly even detective work at this point, they haven't come to me to get the rights to use me, so it can't be naturally. Perhaps this character's already been revealed.
Ooh. Now there. Now let's think about this for a moment. If we look back to the E3 presentation, the one that we predicted so beautifully, let's look back to the very start.
Oh yes, that game! That must be it! Such a big finish after all.
Indeed.
It could be nothing else.
Excellent.
Now, shall we move on to the post-game announcements, starting with Rhythm?
Rhythm. The rhythm is full of rhythm. But there may be a rhythm to this train of thought that I am not reading.
Perhaps it has something to do with peripherals that haven't been reviewed yet.
Maybe. As I look around my room of many old relics of cases gone by, I can only think of one thing. That could be some form of guitar.
Perhaps this needs to be a hero, though. Perhaps the Guitar Hero guitar.
Perhaps.
Alright. No. Let's move on to folklore, shall we? Indeed. Now, the initial thought that I, and I'm sure many also shared, was that this was going to be Robin Hood. But,
natural
as
choice.
we've previously stated, it doesn't make sense for such a character to be saved into post-release. They're obviously going to reveal them before then.
Exactly. That's why we. It was obvious from the even the launch that Robin Hood was going to be in this game. It was just a question of when they would announce it. And thanks to this leak, we found out that it was going to be in September.
Indeed.
Now that I think about it, though, I feel this major character, this stalwart of the gaming industry, would require an Echo Fighter.
Well, I initially had that thought myself. No one could stand up. No one would be good enough to be Robin Hood's Echo.
Then, what better Echo would be a valuable addition, a literally valuable addition to the roster. The only solution would be pink gold Robin Hood.
Of course! That must be folklore. As we all well know, pink good was extremely common in Robin Hood's time in English history.
I know, it's just... I still have some pink gold coins, a pink gold comb, and a pink gold chopping stick that came from that era.
Oh, of course. Anyway, let us move on to the one we've all been waiting for since, well, a long time. Doll. Due to finger points on the post, we can easily tell this is from Mario RPG. Now, this is where we started to get lost in some sort of forest or maze. It's very confusing at this point.
Indeed, indeed. I feel... You'd think that a doll would have quite a wooden expression, that signifies a sense of mysterious power from an unknown source.
Perhaps its true name was unpronounceable even.
Could well be. Interesting.
I have found
idea.
it. It is clearly the Peach doll from
Ah!
Mario.
Oh.
Gumbario's doll. It must be Gumbario who is the fighter being revealed. After all, she's from a Mario RPG like we said she must be.
Indeed. Oh, it fits like a piece of a jigsaw that we needed to fit.
Indeed. So, shall we move on to our final character from this link?
I feel that we can afford this small break in proceedings to smile over our past successes with the previous number of releases that I refuse to count due to sheer arrogance.
Indeed. Smash Sleuths just strike again.
Indeed.
Anyway, on this final leak, we have Prime Ribs. Now, we've been able to confirm via wiretapping that Nintendo has not actually contacted meat, so it can't be steak, which is unfortunate because I'd love to have a main steak on day one, and maybe place some potatoes on the side.
Prime Ribs. A prime candidate for a bit of Smash Sleuthing.
Indeed.
Right. Let's have a think about this.
Yep.
The game is not coming out for still a quantifiable period of time. I mean, this roaster for these prime ribs is not finalized yet. I mean, we are dealing with a leak with two sleuths figuring out the correct terms for the rest of these fighters. But of course, it is not finalized. We cannot gloat yet.
No, there is still much more to be decided on. The roster has not been finished, so of course this leak is not complete. So that does mean Steak could still be in the game.
Yeah, we could say that the stakes have never been higher.
It must be Raocow!
I can only concur. Let's have a see. Where did I put those Raocow notes? Where did I put them? Oh, we will just have to take our. Oh, wait! There they are. Okay. Yes, we are looking at these notes. It was only a matter of time before he ended up in the series. I can gather that from this extensive single-page document that I carefully placed into my hand.
Anyway, now that we have gone through over this, if your characters you have been hoping for have not yet been revealed, do not despair and do not panic. For, due to radioactive isotope dating, we have confirmed that this is not yet the full worst.
Indeed, indeed. This so-called leak, which I am very happy to say is absolutely correct with our findings, does not give the full picture. It is
Nor
merely
is
a
the full
snapshot.
picture being given yet, for the full picture is not yet drawn.
We must shake this Polaroid picture and see what other secrets it may hide behind its unprocessed film.
But, until then, this has been Smash Sleuths. So, until we strike again, this has been Detective Something Awful.
And this is Detective Brad the Mad.